Hello and welcome. Today we will look at how to replace an existing iDeck with a poker deck. Before we discuss how to perform this process, let us take a look at what tools we will need to accomplish this. You will need a 7mm nut driver, a Phillips head screwdriver, a flat tip screwdriver, and a poker deck assembly kit, which part number is 1496963. As being demonstrated, we can disconnect our VGA cable. Next, I will disconnect the power cable from the iDeck as shown. Allow these cables to hang freely. Continue with the power cable. Disconnect the other end from the cabinet side. Using a pair of wire cutters, remove any wire ties that are holding wires and cables attached to the iDeck. After this, we are now ready to disconnect the touchscreen cable from the iDeck. Here I use a flat tip screwdriver to assist with disconnecting the cable. This prevents me from breaking any cables. Again, allow to hang freely. We are now ready to remove the 8 7mm nuts that hold the iDeck to the game. Remove all 8 and place somewhere for future usage. At this point, we are now ready to remove the iDeck. Gently pushing from the bottom of the deck, push up on the front, allowing the deck to tilt towards you in the front. Last thing to remove before installing the poker deck will be the play button. There are a total of 3 screws that secure this button. Remove the nuts, and as I've done, I've placed the nuts back on the standoffs for future use if needed. We are now ready to install our poker deck. As you can see, we're showing you from 2 angles. This is to show you that you must take careful precautions when installing this deck. You could potentially break a wire on the bottom of the deck. Just as we remove the iDeck, perform the reverse when installing the poker deck. There will be one USB cable that will be connected to the MPU and one cable that has 2 wires. This will be plugged into the connector that the iDeck used for the play button. As shown, taking precautions again, drop cables through the opening. Then tuck the wires to ensure that the poker deck is flushly mounted and the wires won't get pinched. Secure all cables under the bottom of the cabinet and run a USB cable over to the top box. For the existing VGA cable, we will need to disconnect this and using the DP adapter, connect the top monitor to the iDeck port on the MPU. This is required for the multi-hand poker software. Last thing to connect will be the USB cable for the poker deck. Plug this into any available USB port on the suitcase. Thank you. This concludes this video on how to install the poker deck onto an Alpha 2727 cabinet.